Recap. Diddy tells judge he made his decision not to testify. Text of Diddy asking Jane, "Can I walk in on you?" while she's sleeping with another man. Shaquille O'Neal name being mentioned and other tidbits. Let's dive in. Boy, I was going to go to the court, but since these videos wasn't doing 50, 60,000, I couldn't do it. But golly, it'd have been funny to be in there. Homeland Security Agent JC was back on the stand today, and the defense came locked and loaded with receipts, text messages. Garagos, sharp as ever, came in swinging. Let's talk about the steamy December 2021 text between Jane and Sly. Jane texts Sly she missed their hotel night, asked him to fly out, Christmas or not. When he said he was busy, she practically pitched it as a 24-hour layover. Santa wasn't the only one sliding in. But wait, didn't Jane testify she only sent flirty texts when Diddy told her to? Garagos pulled up messages from April 2022. Combs said he had crazy fantasies about her and Leo. Jane replied she hadn't had Diddy all to herself in 5 months. Diddy said, "Whatever you want." Next, Leo enters the chat. Then came Paul. Jane texts, "Ready for some fun tonight?" Diddy later told Paul, "Hold up, Stat's still outside, hang tight." By January 2023, Combs was literally scheduling X-like meetings. "Can I walk in on you and Paul?" he asked. Jane said, "Yes, what time?" And you can see this right here. Funny, I don't know. Diddy said 9:30. Don't want to bump into brothers. The professionalism is unsettling. Jane texted Paul, "Let me make sure the coast is clear. Security timing, wardrobes, lookouts, these freak-offs will run tighter than a presidential campaign." Who is this? I don't know. April 2023. Combs didn't want KK to know about a freak-off. Jane grabbed outfits, secured the location, and confirmed her mood. Diddy said, "Did you get a pill?" Then hit me when the coast is clear. She did. And the next morning, coast is clear. Jane went full rom-com. I love you loving on me and me you. Just in case the jury forgot this is entertainment mogul's trial. This is an entertainment mogul's trial. These weren't boring texts. They were plot twists. By May, Jane was flying out entertainers and prepping hotel rooms like an events planner. She told one of them, "Give me a sec," clearing out the assistant. Later thanked him and offered to sell him. August 2023, Combs and Jane discussed NDAs for a new guy. Jane joked, "Hopefully he doesn't know anyone we know." No proof the paperwork was signed. And you can see the Zelle sign. September 2023. Jane and Diddy swapped texts about outfits, freak stores, nails, and her being kinky just for him. Diddy replied with a passion, "I effing love it." Meanwhile, staff had their own coded language. In February 2024, Christina Coram asked assistant Brendan Paul if Diddy was in Wild King mode or Gucci bag mode. He said somewhere in between. So chaos neutral? Agent JC confirmed no hotel event listed for that day. No text from Diddy or Jane reviewed. Jane jetted off to Miami right before Diddy's May 2024 Insta apology. Defense made sure to note no sign of third-party meetings there, just vibes. September and November 2023 records showed Diddy's personal bank account covered travel expenses for Jane plus entertainers. But the government's chart credited the travel manager. Garagos, "You left that out, Agent JC." Then the tapes played about 6 minutes of Jane's footage dated July 31st and August 1st, 2024. She promised the jury one last video from December 17, 2021 before rapping cross. Jury basically was sick. Judge reminded and asked Diddy if he understood his right to not testify. Diddy said, "Yes, my decision, I'm making it." Then out of nowhere, he hit the judge with, "I've been wanting to tell you you're doing an excellent job." Judge laughed or chuckled. "Thank you, I appreciate it." Esteval pulled out more texts from Cassie Ventura, one on April 2017. Diddy, "What you gonna do, Cassie? Be your little freak." Whew. Courtroom air conditioner still working. Then came Daniel Phillip, allegedly hired by Combs to pleasure Cassie. Phillip wasn't just muscle. He had feelings. He said during freak-offs, Diddy would tell him to wait on the couch while he got intimate with Cassie, and it made Phillip feel jealous. The side dude caught feelings, a plot twist no one saw coming. As for the witness, Don Richard, 4 out of her 7 interviews with law enforcement didn't mention Diddy allegedly threatening her with people go missing. That missing line only surfaced later. Defense also hit holes in other testimony. Mia never initially said Diddy initiated to sleep with her. Brianna Bangalan didn't tell prosecutors Diddy said, "I could kill you" at a photo shoot. The defense rested afterwards. No rebuttal from the government. Jury's off till Thursday, but I'm not off. We'll still bring y'all updates as in when I receive them. Until then, enjoy the rest of your morning because it's morning time. It's 2:51. But breaking news. The feds dropped 2 charges out of the 5. So now it's looking real good for Diddy, or it may look bad. Y'all check this out, and if you don't want to listen to the malarkey and the crazy stuff, man, go ahead and jump after that breaking news, which should be about 2 minutes. Jump 24 minutes, and I'll give you a doper recap and my thoughts on all of it. Let's breaking news. Prosecutors have dropped attempted kidnapping, attempted arson, and aiding in sex trafficking charges in a Diddy case. They're now pushing for a clear jury instruction on the main sex trafficking and forced labor counts, calling them complex. So here you go right here. It says, basically, dear Judge Subramanian, the government respectfully writes regarding its requested edits to the court's proposed jury instructions. The government understands the court's desire for streamlined instructions. With that in mind, the government has suggested ways to streamline those instructions. Specifically, the government has removed instructions from the charge relating to 1. Attempted kidnapping under both California and New York law, 2. Attempted arson under California law, and 3. Aiding and abetting sex trafficking. The government is no longer planning to proceed on these theories of liability, so instructions are no longer necessary. The government has also attempted to simplify the language relating to count 1. A personal, as explained in the government's comment bubbles, that the government hopes not only serves the purposes of streamlining the instructions, but also will avoid any confusion as to the operative agreement for count 1. Sex trafficking and forced labor instructions. While the government has taken seriously the court's desire for brevity, the government still strongly believes that certain limited additional instructions on sex trafficking and forced labor instructions, which are regularly given in sex trafficking and forced labor trials in this circuit, are necessary for the jury to adequately understand the law on these charges. Each of these instructions reflect established case law and are directly relevant to key issues in the case. Moreover, without such instructions, the government has serious concerns that the jury may misunderstand the applicable law for both charges, which are extremely complex legal concepts about which jurors may have preconceived, mistaken notions. U.S. versus Sean P. Diddy Combs trial, day 29. Homeland Security agent JC to finish his cross and possible redirect today. So here we go. Sean Diddy Combs currently seated wearing an orange sweater, quite a departure from his usual neutral toned blue, gray, or beige sweaters. Sorry, I don't know what just happened there. The jury has yet to enter. Combs' lawyer pushed to admit Cassie's text as evidence. The judge has blocked some and allowed others, like a message saying, "Be your little freak" in baby oil text, suggesting they may link together to alleged freak-offs. Restroom break. They're back. Gary goes, please pull up Exhibit 1406, dated December 21st, 2021. It involves Jane, Mr. Combs, Don, and Cabral. Please turn off the attorney screens. We're going to watch some videos, start playback from the beginning, and stop at 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Playback begins. A juror complains that their device is running low on battery. There's going to be a lull in seating as they watch videos. Jurors shift and fidget as the video plays. Oh, they watching it. Get down. Gary goes, what does she say right here? JC, that was so effing sexy. Gary goes, then she adds, I'm wet thinking about it, with a heart eyes emoji. Now Paul enters the chat, but your chart doesn't include Cabral's messages with Jane. Gary goes, now, let's look up Exhibit 3328. On December 21st, 2021, Jane messages Cabral to say Happy New Year and let me know if you want to come tonight. What does Cabral respond? JC. Cabral responds, I'm cooking for my family, but tomorrow for sure. Gary goes, in that exchange, also not in your summary chart. JC. Just quiet, huh? Gary goes, Exhibit DX3050 under the Italian section from April 4th, 2022. Combs and Jane, please read Mr. Combs' message. JC, I've been having crazy fantasies about Leo, you and Leo. And this is the text right here. Brett, you got to be a sick puppy, bruh. Gary goes, let's turn to messages from early October 2022 between Mr. Combs, Jane, and a man named Paul. Jane previously testified that Paul often joined them during their hotel encounters, correct? JC, yes, that's correct. Gary goes, please read the message Jane sent to Paul. JC, she writes, ready for some fun tonight? Gary goes, and does she follow up with any instructions? JC, yes. Come after the butlers have finished helping. You can wait in the lobby if you get there early. Gary goes, she's coordinating directly with Paul, inviting him, giving him a time and a place. JC, that's what the message indicates. Yes. Gary goes, Then moving to Exhibit 1406, the next messages are from July 2022. You only reviewed what the government provided you, correct? JC, that's correct. Gary goes, in these texts, Combs tells Paul to come over. JC, yes. Gary goes, Jane then writes, my place is free tonight. She also says, I got on my knees and thank God for the health of my child and for your friendship, followed by heart emojis, correct? JC, correct. Gary goes, let's look at Combs' own messages to Paul from around that time in October 2022. What does Mr. Combs text him? JC, he writes, hold up, the staff is outside. They leave now. Hang tight. Gary goes, so Combs is telling Paul to wait until the staff left. Oh, they're trying to show you that, hey, the company actually isn't involved. This is my thing. JC, that's correct. Gary goes, suggesting he was coordinating his arrival as well? JC, yes, it appears so. Gary goes, let's look at Exhibit GX103. This is a conversation between Jane and Paul, correct? JC, I don't memorize exhibit numbers. Gary goes, all right, let's display it. Not shown on public screen. This message is between Mr. Arthur, that is Paul, and Mr. Combs, who says staff is leaving. Gary goes, and here we have the first mention of Anton dated October 8, 2022. JC, yes, he appears here. Gary goes, now looking at photos marked E285, do you notice the bracelet Jane is wearing? JC, yes, I see it. Gary goes, in another text, Jane writes, can you come to Turks? What's his response? JC, he replies, yes, love. I have a passport, but I'm not vaccinated. Gary goes, then she asks, can you get in through Atlanta, which is Cabral's home base? And a few days later, on March 21st, 2023, she brings up Miami, correct? JC, yes. Gary goes, then in April 2023, a message thread involving Jane, Combs, and Paul. Gary goes, Paul says, hey, Jane, I'm available. She responds by asking about the 19th. JC, yes. Gary goes, let's look at the messages from January 2023. These also involve Mr. Combs, Jane, and Paul. They appear to be coordinating a hotel visit, correct? JC, yes. Gary goes, read Combs' message to Jane. JC, he writes, can I walk in on you and Paul? I would like that. Gary goes, and how does Jane respond? JC, she responds, yes. Gary goes, what does she ask after that? JC, what time should I tell him? Gary goes, and what's Combs' reply? JC, maybe 9:30 so he doesn't run into anyone. Gary goes, then Jane messages Paul? JC, she writes, okay, let me make sure the coast is clear. Gary goes, again, showing coordination to avoid being seen. JC, yes. Gary goes, Jane writes, tonight was fun. How does he respond? JC, he responds, had a great time with you, baby. Gary goes, now, let's move to April 2023 in a group chat with Jane, Combs, and Paul. Gary goes, Paul messages Jane using her full name saying, hey, I'm available. Jane didn't ask about the 19th, correct? JC, yes. Gary goes, Jane adds, I'll reach out. How about P? It's available? What does Mr. Combs say in response? JC, Combs replies, okay, you find location? You in the mood? Gary goes, and Jane responds? JC, she says, didn't know you were unsatisfied. I stopped and got a couple more outfits. Gary goes, I know what you like, Daddy. At the London, before you left for NYC, you did a film. You forgot it. You promised you wouldn't forget. Then she includes a smirking emoji, devil face. I'm coming, Daddy. That video you sent me was hot, followed by a sweat emoji. Gary goes, let's go over the messages where Mr. Combs texts Jane. I can't have KK know. Damn. What's the context here? JC, it appears Mr. Combs has expressed a concern about someone, possibly KK, finding out. Gary goes, Jane then coordinates a location for a hotel night. JC, yes, she meets with an entertainer and also mentions picking up new outfits. Gary goes, when asked if she was in the mood, what does she reply? JC, she simply says yes. Gary goes, Combs, did you get pill? And hit me when coast clear. JC, correct. Gary goes, and Jane responds? JC, Joey is gone and Italian is pulling up. Gary goes, the next day, what does Jane text Mr. Combs? JC, she writes, I love you loving on me and you. Gary goes, then in May 2023, she messages him again about another hotel night. JC, yes, she texts Combs about an available entertainer, and when he doesn't respond, she follows up with, baby all is set. Gary goes, she also arranges flights to Miami? JC, yes. Gary goes, does she text the entertainer that she's clearing out the assistant? JC, yes. She writes, give me a sec. They had to stop by to drop off stuff. Pardon me, y'all. It's 2:21 in the morning. Later she thanks him and offers to send payment through Zelle. Sean Diddy Combs is hunched over as he watches the exchange between JC and Garagos. Garagos. In this message, Jane texts Combs, "I love you. Can't wait to see you." Along with heart emojis, then she adds, "Let's be positive. Remember how we turned it around at 1 star, correct?" JC, "That's correct." Garagos. Combs replies, "You got chef?" And Jane says, JC, she says, "No." Garagos. Then she adds, "I was trying for my chefy pool, right?" JC, "Yes." Garagos. Jane then asks, "Are you coming to LA? How much would it take to make up for missing your chef gig?" JC, he responds, "Sorry, love. I couldn't have done it with enough heads up." Garagos. Then Mr. Combs texts Paul, "Hurry up. She's at the hotel and she's horny as hell. Need help. LOL." Paul replies, JC, "LOL." Garagos. And Mr. Combs sends Paul an image. Does it appear to be a photo of Shaquille O'Neal? Come on, bruh. Come on, man. Shaq, you didn't do this shit. Shaq, I swear to God, you better not be in these goddamn free calls, man. This is the last thing we need. JC. Yes, it does. Counsel. May we have a brief sidebar? Sidebar ensues. All right. Sidebar over. Break. They're back. Defense attorney Tenny Garagos is resuming cross-examination. Garagos. Let's get back to Exhibit 1406. Mr. Combs texts Paul, "Security knows to let you in the back, right?" Garagos. He follows with, "Just say P, not Paul." Then Jane sends a message. "Just wanted to tell you I love you. I'm listening to your music and making love with you. Partay, rose, whatever we were saying." Garagos. Still on Exhibit 1406, August 12, 2023. Mr. Combs writes, "Movie night was off the chain." Garagos. Jane replies, "So we try something new tonight?" And what's his response? JC. He says, "Call Italian." "Yeah, Diddy, you nasty as hell, bro. They can just keep you, man. God, you freaked out for this shit." Garagos. Jane replies, "One hotel roof, good for drinks and light bites," with a smiley face and kiss emoji, correct? JC. Yes. Garagos. The Combs text, "Baby, I'm stressed out." JC, and Jane responds, "I'm back to mommy mode." Garagos. Now, we're on September 19th, 2023. That day lines up with several of the chats we reviewed yesterday. Let's go to Exhibit 1407. No need to scroll through every message. Laughs. Just jump to page 48. Garagos. Let's move to the August 2023 text exchange between Jane and Mr. Combs. What does Mr. Combs ask her? JC. He asks Jane what she thinks of the new guy. Garagos. And how does she respond? JC. She responds, "He seems cool, babe. Hopefully he doesn't know anybody we know, LOL." Garagos. Does he mention anything about an NDA? JC. Yes. She says she'll make sure he signs the paperwork. Garagos. Then Jane sends a message saying, "Just wanted to tell you I love you. I'm listening to your music, thinking about making love with you. Partay, rose, whatever we were saying." Back to Exhibit 1406 on August 12, 2023. Combs text, "Movie night was off the chain." I already read this. Baby, I'm stressed out. Back to mommy mode. I read this already. All right, I think this is it right here. Garagos. Pull up Exhibit 1407, page 48. I'd like to highlight a new message not reflected in the summary. Chart DX3187. Combs right, headed to ATL. Then he sends another message. "I can't even look. It'll drive me crazy." Garagos. Jane responds with "muy caliente," along with a sweet emoji, followed by "that shit was different, all of it." That's from September 24th, correct? JC. Yes. She also wrote, "We had a great doll." DAW. Garagos. Jane follows up with, "Daddy want to see mommy be bad tonight?" Then adds an explicit message including emojis, correct? JC. That's right. Garagos. She continues, "I'm going to blow your mind tonight. Can't wait to lick your nipples." Oh, baby, he took niggas' nut and wiped it across that. You might not want to do that. JC. That's correct. Garagos. She sends more emojis, drilling faces, then, "It's sexy here in the hotel. Yeah, we need to run to the freak store. Let's go to line 55. Jane says she didn't have time to do her nails. Combs responds, JC, he says, "I fucking love it." Garagos. And this exchange is just between Jane and Mr. Combs? JC. That's correct. Garagos. On line 913, dated September 30th, Jane texts, "I love you, baby. Have a great show." Then there's another message. I won't read that one aloud. Chuckles. Yeah, because it's probably nasty as hell. "There aren't any further location entries until February 8, 2024, right?" JC. Right. Garagos. Christina Coyle messages Jonathan Perez. "How does he look?" Then adds, "You could put him in front of someone, but he just took a full bar, so I think he'll be asleep soon." Gary goes, Your Honor, can we turn off the public screen? No, for the record, the public screen has already been off throughout this exchange. Gary goes, wanted to play a video for the jurors, but 3 screens are off. Judge says some of the devices have been charged, so Gary goes can continue. Gary goes, let's look at February 19, 2024 exchange. What does Christina Coron text Brendan Paul? JC, she writes, Wild King mode active or Gucci bag active. Gary goes, and how does Mr. Paul respond? JC, he replies in between the two. Gary goes, that date, February 19, 2024. Is it listed as a hotel night in your summary? JC, no, it's not. Gary goes, and no messages between Mr. Combs and Jane were reviewed for that day? JC, that's correct. Gary goes, let's talk about Jane's travel. Flight records show Jane flew to Miami just before Mr. Combs' Instagram apology in May 2024 regarding the Cassie video, correct? JC, yes, that's correct. Gary goes, and you found no evidence that a third party met in Miami? JC, that's correct. There's no such evidence. Gary goes, we're almost done. Please pause the video here. Do you see the message from Jane? I have the best memories. I have just a few more questions about Exhibit 1409. But first, let's pull up 1408. Gary goes, do you see an account transfer for $22,000? JC, yes, I see it. Gary goes, now, looking at Exhibit 1409, this relates to Jane and Fuentes' transportation. Do you see a charge of $151.99 under Jane's real name and also a reference to Cabral Williams? JC, I do. Gary goes, I'm also seeing entries for $324.50 and $760.25. Let's now go to page 96. These are from Sean Combs' personal bank account records. The total due is listed at $74,000. Do you see an account transfer to LLC? JC, yes, it's noted there. Gary goes, just one more video to show. Please turn off the attorney screens. Agent, JC, you reviewed the metadata for JC. Which chart are you referring to? Gary goes, that's a fair question. Let's go ahead and play it. The jury watches another sexually explicit video clip. Gary goes, let's look at these records. It shows Mr. Combs personally paid for travel invoices related to Jane and certain entertainers in both September and November 2023. Gary goes, yet in the government summary chart, that credit is given to the travel manager. You didn't note that Mr. Combs personally paid for these expenses. JC, no, I did not. Gary goes, one final video remains. This one is dated December 17, 2021. Gary goes, thank you, Agent. You may return to keeping New York City safe. Judge, redirect. AUSA, briefly. Your Honor, Agent JC, did we just see Mr. Combs pay for Cabral Williams' travel from Atlanta to Florida across the state lines? Gary goes, objection. AUSA, do the government charts include every single text message exchange in this case? JC, no, they do not. AUSA, let's pull up the message that predates this. Gary goes, objection, Your Honor. That's beyond the scope of cross. AUSA, Your Honor. Ms. Gary goes, open the door. Judge, sidebar. Court resumes. Comey. Agent JC, during this particular time frame, did you observe any messages between Jane and Mr. Combs that were sexual or affectionate in nature? JC, no, I did not. AUSA, Comey. No further questions, Your Honor. Judge, does the government rest? AUSA, Comey. Subject to a few possible corrections, yes, essentially, we rest. Judge, jurors, please step out for a break. Jurors exit the courtroom. Judge, Mr. Agnifilo, is the defense ready to proceed? Shapiro, yes, Your Honor. We move for a judgment of acquittal under Rule 29. Inference alone is not sufficient. CUS versus Copeland, Second Circuit, 2012, regarding count 1. Mr. Combs is entitled to acquittal. The government has failed to meet the legal requirements for RICO. Shapiro, there is no evidence of an agreement to violate RICO or to commit 2 predicate racketeering acts. The alleged enterprise must be more than just a group of individuals. In this case, the enterprise's goals overlap directly with the alleged racketeering acts. Shapiro, such sex trafficking, which violates precedent, see Boyle versus United States, there's no clear organizational structure. A proper RICO enterprise needs more than a rimless hub and spoke model. Shapiro, furthermore, the prosecution has not provided sufficient proof of a conspiracy spanning 20 years. They claim an inner circle of bodyguards, but failed to show any collective criminal conduct. The evidence offered here is thin at best. Shapiro, at most, the cases show use of personal quantities of drugs. I told y'all that was going to happen. Some alcohol, Astroglide, and baby oil. Jonathan Perez testified these hotel nights were personal time with a woman. Brendan Paul also described them as a hotel for the night. Shapiro, David James testified that he once saw a naked man in Mr. Combs' hotel room, but believed it wasn't within the scope of his responsibilities. While sexual encounters involving Cassie Ventura and Jane occasionally included third parties, there's no evidence those individuals were arranged by staff. If anything, these encounters reflected a deeper personal connection to Mr. Combs. Jane herself told Cabral Williams, "Don't want the team to intercept you." It may. She mentioned having to wait until the assistance cleared out. Even when Christina Coram, like I just told y'all before, this is crazy, this shit coming out. Christina Coram and the security team became aware of Mr. Combs' alleged violence towards Ms. Ventura. That does not constitute racketeering. There is no evidence that they aided or participated. There is no evidence that Christina Coram knew or believed the women were involved in being coerced. Her role appears to be limited to damage control, and there's testimony indicating Mr. Combs was dishonest with her. That's the last thing that we got. Though the government portrays KK as a central co-conspirator, she doesn't appear in the timeline until March 2016, 12 years after the alleged conspiracy began. Furthermore, there's a clear gap in the evidence. There's nothing between Mr. Combs' breakup with Cassie in 2018 and his relationship with Jane beginning in 2021. Even under RICO, the government must prove the existence of a single overarching agreement. That has not been demonstrated in this case. See U.S. versus Pizzonia, 577 F3D 455. And even if the court denies our Rule 29 motion, some charges should not be submitted to the jury. Under California law, the government must show that the information was about to be disclosed to law enforcement, as the court previously ruled in April. There was a lack of probable cause on that point. Your Honor, the government has failed to prove that Mr. Combs coerced Cassie Ventura in any form of commercial sex, which they haven't. There is no evidence whatsoever that she was unwilling to participate in what they call free calls, even though she said he came to her house and smashed her without her consent, but whatever. A person in Mr. Combs' position would have clearly understood that Ms. Ventura enjoyed the sexual activity and did not feel forced into it. Yes, the relationship was toxic, and yes, Mr. Combs was at times regrettably violent. But domestic violence, however unacceptable, is not sex trafficking violence. In a relationship, even deeply troubling violence is not the same as coercion for commercial sex purposes under the law. The government's theory collapses under its own weight. If violence occurred, Ms. Ventura left, that's not coercion, it's proof of autonomy. The case requires more than discomfort and dysfunction to meet the high threshold for a sex trafficking conviction, and that bar has not been met, Judge. I reserve my decision on the defense's motion for judgment of acquittal. Mr. Combs, do you understand that the decision whether or not to testify is entirely yours? Combs. Yes, it's my decision. I'm making it. Combs. I've been wanting to tell you. Thank you. You're doing an excellent job. Thank you. I appreciate it. Court breaks shortly afterward. They're back. Judge Subramanian. We will now begin the defense's case. Combs Esteval. We're moving to enter into evidence a stipulation regarding devices provided to the government by Ms. Cassandra Ventura. Mr. McLeod, please pull up Defense Exhibit 1402 and highlight row 5. The public screen remains off. Focus on the section labeled Local Use. It reads, "I'm the luckiest woman in the world. I'll get all the pictures together this week." So many good ones. Meanwhile, Mr. Combs, seated between attorneys Westmoreland and Brian Steele. You think he young thug, y'all. Quietly passes a note to Westmoreland. Esteval, from the local user, "I owe you a good night. If you want me to call someone, I will. I need to treat my pop better. I promise I'll do better. And if I don't, you can leave me. But that won't happen." The public exhibit screen remains off. Esteval. If it doesn't change the name, I'm just going to read it because I think that's way better. Let me just stop it. Mr. Combs texts, "You think you can freak off without getting high?" Cassie replies with a smiley face. "Yes." Moving to Exhibit 1136R. Zoom in on the first few messages. Cassie writes, "Send me a dick pic." She also texts, "I just bought baby oil at the store because I couldn't help myself." You got this bitch addicted to baby oil? God damn, did he go to jail? Then follows up with, "I'm proud of us. We've been together a long time, baby. You do make me happy. I looked at my bracelet and it made me smile." Cassie also writes, "You are my best friend, Cece." That message was sent on May 30th, 2017. Combs attorney Garagos takes over. Garagos. I'll now read from a statement about Daniel Phillip. He was repeatedly told to sit on the couch while Mr. Combs took his turn with Cassie. He admitted he felt jealous. Regarding Don Richard, she met law enforcement in October 2024, again in April and in May 2025. Notably, the notes do not indicate that Mr. Combs ever said, "Where I'm from, people go missing." And Mr. Hayes stated that he began to develop romantic feelings for Ms. Ventura. Concerning Capricorn Clark, the interview notes from the first 11 of her 13 sessions with law enforcement and federal prosecutors make no mention of any phone call made near Scott Muscatty's car in Los Angeles. In Mia's early interviews, there's no mention of Mr. Combs initiated sex with her. As for Bangalan, Her initial statement did not include that Mr. Combs said, "I could kill you" during a photo shoot. Also, it was Exhibit 3288 that was admitted, not 3228. We may have additional items with that. The defense rests. AUSA. The government does not intend to present a rebuttal case. Judge. Jurors, you will not need to report tomorrow. Please return on Thursday. All rise. Jurors exit the courtroom. The judge. Have both parties discussed Thursday's logistics? Call me. We propose going until 5 p.m. on both Thursday and Friday. Agnifilo. That's acceptable. Judge. When will I receive the finalized jury instructions? Shapiro. May we have a moment? Judge. Certainly. Call me. I'd like to officially withdraw a non-existent exhibit so no one searches for it later. Also, we're requesting that demonstrative exhibit 1512 be unsealed. Judge. Approved. The demonstrative will be unsealed. Call me. We expect jurors won't begin deliberating until Monday. There will be extensive arguments and then your instructions. Judge. Understood. That timeline makes sense. Call me. We'll submit the final jury charge by 7:30 p.m. Judge. That'll work. We'll reconvene at 10 a.m. Judge. Actually, I'm making a slight change. Tomorrow's charge conference will begin at noon. Call me. We hope the defense won't raise current events by commentary about U.S. government resources during their closing. We believe it would be inappropriate. Agnifilo. That's fine. Adjourn until tomorrow. So, there's so many things to get to. So many freaking things. I be wishing I write notes, but a lot of this stuff, bro, it really be off the dome. And I want to tell y'all something, man. At the end of the day, do we all really believe that this dude is a freak? Yes. Do we all believe that this dude should be in jail for this crap? No. But the thing that matters is what they alleged, right? And basically, when they dropped or got rid of the attempted kidnapping, attempted arson, and aiding trafficking charges on Diddy, that right there is a win amongst the stars for Diddy. Because at the end of the day, they can't convict him on the drug trafficking stuff. When Brendan Paul basically did his testimony, it actually saved the case, in my opinion, on the drug trafficking part, because there's no way in hell. And for the freaking defense, for the prosecution to say, "Oh man, it's complex." Bruh, shut the hell up. This whole entire thing y'all said y'all was gonna make it basically, y'all was gonna make the complex look easy. You guys are supposed to break that down. So they didn't even freaking do that. I'm trying to pull up his charges right now because it's going to be one of those things where I'm basically sitting here like, man, shut the hell up. Y'all got to shut the hell up, bro. Like, y'all had to shut the hell up. Because the feds overcharge like they normally do. And a lot of people don't understand this crap. They don't understand, hey, bro, well, we sitting here looking at it and we're trying to make sure that we hit him with every freaking thing. But it's not going there. It's not going to be there. This case will end in a mistrial, bro. This case will end in a mistrial. There's no way everybody's going to agree with all this crap. I don't even think somebody as a prosecutor could go in there, see that, hey, we had all of these freaking charges, and next thing you know, there's some dropped. Like, what do you mean? Some are dropped. Y'all said this is all what he did, and y'all gonna prove it to us. It's up to him to draw the defense. And it didn't happen. So it's like, bruh, I don't think the feds actually know what the hell's going on. So this is what I'm gonna do. And some of y'all are like, it's the feds. They know what they do. No, fool. This is exactly what happens. This is exactly why they get down to the 70% range when it goes down. So listen, Diddy was facing 5 counts. 2 of them got dropped. It says Combs faces 5 criminal counts. 1 count of racketeer conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. So all the drug stuff, that's supposed to be a part of the RICO. They're not proving that. Well, the racketeering part. I'm just amazed at how society can allow us to drink, which throws off everything. Allow us to smoke, which throws off everything. Allow us the freedom to get in vehicles, speed at any time of night, withdraw money at 24 hours a day, which begs the question of why the hell are you withdrawing $1,000 at 3 a.m., your personal thing. All these personal freedoms we are afforded, but paying people to sleep with you isn't. That's why the prosecution opened with, a person can say we're good to hump 99 times, but on that 100th time I decide to say no, you got to say no. And went up there and did not approve it and then left it out. Now, in the closing, I can dang near guarantee this. Well, I won't even guarantee it. I think they're going to bring up all the trauma, which, so what? I know that's cold to say. I think they're also going to bring up the time that she broke up with him and she alleged that he slept with her against her will at her freaking house. They have to. But all the stuff with Cassie, bro, for the most part, those messages, that was just the lasting messages, the last stuff that you heard until closing, that's going to be in there. That's going to basically have people going, damn, bro. I don't know if she didn't want this shit. I don't know. And that's the part where we look at this and we go, okay, all right. But y'all, let me know your thoughts on this, man. Sure to keep your people aware, subscribe, turn the bell to notify, hit that like button like you like something. If you want to react to this stuff, even though I said what I said about Buddy, I'm not striking nobody's channel. The only thing I ask is that you guys don't just clip my videos and don't react to them. And if you do, at least don't come at me super negative or any crap like that and then butcher and maim me to say something that I didn't say, because then I will. If you cut my words up and basically make it seem like I said something I didn't say, bruh, then I'm going to strike you. Absolutely. Because that's lazy. I mess up words all the time. I just made a video on Swifty Blue and called him Lefty Gunplay for like 3 minutes. I do it to myself. I don't need your help. But anyways, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Some people gonna be like, bro, you're lying. Yeah, it is 2:57, Wednesday, June 25th. And yeah, that's me in the background. That's right.